Hello, my little fantasy nerds, and please join us for another episode of Dungeon the Krawlers, where I once again try to kill off my entire party TPK style with nothing but a fork and a spoon. Unfortunately, tonight we have a party member that has a touch of the COVID, so we are gonna take it easy tonight. We're gonna do a little one shot, a little rewind in time, and take a little step back. Off the main campaign, we're going to step back into the swamp of lost memories, or lost minds. Basically, I try to set up many scenarios for my party members, and depending on which way they go, it can go one way or another. This was a scenario that they did miss that could have made things in the future change. So, that being said, the party members find themselves walking through the bog towards the giant the temple. And instead of going straight forward, they see lights off to their right side, and they hear movement through the swamp as the lights begin to dim low through the swamp. The elves in the party catch movement of this quickly. Alyssa, you pick up a strange scent of rot and decay and dried blood, and it kind of teeters you off the main path as you find yourself attracted to whatever this is. As you glance off to your right, you guys begin to lead the party deeper into the swamp off of that main road that you guys were on. And as you guys are led off the main path, you hear and you crouch low, hiding behind some of the trees and the foliage of the swamp. Song request. How do you play?
Here, I have one.
Nope, I got it. I'll send it to you when I'm wanting. Wrong one. Remove.
You sure you want to listen to this?
Oh, baby. This is my childhood right here. I mean, I can start singing right now, but I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Never ending story. It's my childhood. Oh, baby. Yep, play that bad boy.
Changing it now.
Thank you. Oh, man, that hit my heartstrings right there. That hit my heartstrings. As you guys crouch low, you see a giant structure making its way through the swamp.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I agree, Auntie. Memories. But as you see this giant structure making its way through the swamp, almost a four-legged beast on the back of it, this giant tree with this house attached. About 350 to 400 feet away from you, it stops mid-swamp, lowers itself down into the swamp, and rests itself. The arms reaching out and attaching itself to nearby trees. And you see as they almost latch onto the trees and begin to... It almost looks like it's like they're regenerating or pulling some kind of... like, it's sapping strength from the trees somehow. and it lays itself down into the swamp. And as it does, around it, the swamp becomes almost a meadow, and the ground around it seems to harden, and branches and weeds and grass begin to flourish around this building or this house. And in the distance, you hear almost like a pot boiling or cooking. Amongst this, you hear the sounds of the bog as the night begins to come. Can't hear you, Morn.
Hello? Okay,
There we go.
well, that's convenient. It's like a place to stay for the night.
A moving cabin?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be concerned why it's moving? I've never seen a moving house before.
It's a little strange, yeah. But I knew some roaming tribes growing up. They would pick up and move around and camp for the night, Nomads of sorts.
Well, this is convenient. It moves for them in this case.
Yeah.
But they would have houses that moved?
Well, no, not really. They'd have tents and stuff that you'd put up. This
Except
seems
for-
almost...
Yeah, except for Kaz with that picture, imagine just 4 legs, and the hut is actually the vines from the back are actually grown up and over this cabin.
Yeah, I've put enough Final Fantasy to not want to stay in this house tonight.
Think like Howl's Moving Castle, except for without the steampunk
Without the machinery.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the only other option is that we set up camp in the swamp. That hut's probably safer. Even if something lives there, at least we only have to fight that instead of all the other things that live down here.
That's true. I mean, I guess we could at least check it out. I'll kind of look around and see if anybody volunteers. Somebody should maybe investigate.
I'll be super kind of cautious and leery, but I'll slowly approach it.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't sleep either.
Are we gonna sneak forward?
Oh, good point. I mean, no, if we're planning on sleeping in it, I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna sneak up to it. I'm just gonna sneak up to it so it doesn't know I'm there, but then I'm gonna sleep on it. No, I'm just gonna slowly kind of approach it, but just be very cautious as I move towards it to see if it does anything outside of what it's already doing that might put me on edge.
So you begin. So roll stealth checks for whoever is stealthing.
I don't think I'm stealthing. I think I would just kind of be...
Freya's not stealthing. I'll just be right behind her.
Yeah, I think I would just be kind of slowly moving towards it to see what it does as I walk towards it.
Okay, make a perception check.
I would probably try and stop right before I'm on its back. Or at least the area that seems to be affected by whatever this is.
Okay. So you guys begin to move your way towards the building. And oh, hell yeah, Morn. So what you notice, Freya, is that the building doesn't react. Nothing happens with the actual building itself. the lights are on within the building, almost like a flicker of flame or like a campfire. Morn. Quickly, living in the mountains, you're more attuned to this type of atmosphere and keeping a close eye on things that are moving, not necessarily directly in front of you, but you notice something move past the window quickly. And then as you squint your eyes and pay attention, you notice something almost out the back door and up into the trees. And as you pay attention closely, you just see something about a couple 100 feet up in the air in the trees, just like crouched up in the corner, watching down.
I'm gonna just quietly whisper to Freya, whatever's in there is flying above us. Don't look up.
Upon hearing him say don't look up, I'm gonna look up. Do I notice it? I'm gonna stop approaching it as well.
No, you don't notice it.
Oh. I'm just gonna kind of look with kind of an eyebrow raised. And I kind of whisper back, are you sure it's not the vines you're seeing?
I'm sure. We're being watched.
I'm gonna continue to look around and kind of squint my eyes to see if I can make anything out, but apparently I'm only seeing vines and trees and can't make out anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything. And at this point, you do make your way to the front of this door. It's like a ratchety old wooden door with like some like rags hanging over the door a little bit.
I'll just, as they kind of move closer, I'll also move closer, but, you know, like 60 feet back, 100 feet back, something like that.
I'm gonna get right up to, you said the door has like rags and cloths hanging over it?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like an old ratchety like wood door, but like partially broken in areas. And you could almost, like if you stood up on your tippy toes, you could look over the top of the door. But where that crack is, almost like a bunch of rags have been kind of stuffed up there to like help the draft a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna try to peek around the cloth without opening the door. Do I notice any movement or anything inside?
So you kind of like brush the rags a little bit and like try to see through the crack of the door. What you're able to ascertain with a perception check of 19 is you see a table in the middle of the room, almost a bookshelf with various jars filled with things you're not really sure what, floating in jars of water or something. You notice kind of like a little campfire, or like not like a stove, but like a like a chimney, like a fireplace type deal. And then you notice over that seems to be like a pot, like an old school like witch's pot looking deal, like the very circular cauldron, and it seems to have some kind of liquid with something cooking in it.
Can I smell what's cooking?
Do you want to smell what the crock pot is cooking?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm peeking inside, I'm gonna take a couple sniffs to see if, like, I can make out if it smells like food or if it smells rancid.
Okay, make another perception check. It smells like food, but something's off.
And I don't see anybody inside?
No.
I'm going to inspect the door to ensure it's not trapped before trying to open it.
Make another perception check. Okay. Doesn't look to be trapped.
Alright, well then I will go ahead and slowly push it open. Or pull it open, whichever the case.
You walk in, and it's a very basic looking house. with very basic looking items. The smell is very like musty and BO-y.
Right before I walk in, I'm gonna do the classic look around before you go inside, and I'm gonna try and like act like I'm not really looking in the direction of where I thought the flying thing was, but at some point I want to glance in that direction.
Okay, make another perception check then. Okay, you look through and do like kind of like a the look through the building. Nothing looks off. It just kind of looks like a very dreary, rundown, almost shack. And then kind of out of the corner of your eye, you do like a quick little like up into the trees where you thought that was before, and you don't see anything up there.
I bet it's Bobo's grandma. A silent creep. Okay, so I would have, after opening the door, walked inside. And maybe look around to see if I notice anybody. It's a little peculiar that there's something cooking. Obviously somebody is habitating this.
Okay. So you walk in and just begin to look around.
Oh, also pushing it open, even though I'm like inside already and looking around, I'm gonna like knock on the door and say, excuse me, is anybody in here?
Okay. And as you say that, from the corner of the room, you don't see anything. Can I help you?
I'll probably jump just a little bit.
I'm gonna look in the direction of the voice.
Okay. It's in a corner somewhere, and you're not really sure where.
Does it look like there'd be anything like a room behind it, based on the shape of the house?
No.
I will cast Fairy Fire, illuminating up that whole part of the house.
What color?
Oh, that'll be a nice blue.
You're going to choose to automatically fail it, and as you go to cast the spell, the creature waves its arms and just appears in the corner, and you see a abnormally tall, almost as tall as Morn, but the arms are elongated, and the fingers are just these long, gangly looking fingers. And this like hunched grandma looking creature with these white strands of hair falling over the face, and kind of like a small hood that covers most of the face. And it looks up, and it's a grandmother looking creature with sharp features to the face and like missing half of its teeth, and the other half are like black and green looking teeth.
It's like a witch or like a hag or something.
Possibly.
And it's glowing blue.
Yeah. Why are you in my house?
Just looking for a place to stay.
Yeah, pardon us, we didn't mean anything or mean any harm. We're just looking, as he mentioned, for a safe place to stay for the night.
Oh, I see. Well, if you would like, your friends can come in, and I can serve dinner soon.
Oh, we appreciate your hospitality. That's very kind of you.
Of course.
I'm gonna peek out the door and like wave for Alyssa and Kaz to come inside. Oh, we have a very kind host in here, you guys, if you want to come in.
I'll fly up cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Did we have to like climb this tree thing to get up to the house portion?
I think it's on the ground now.
It's
Right?
laid into the
Lower.
ground and
Yeah.
actually like pushed
okay.
itself into the bog and created almost like a meadow with
Gotcha.
with almost like a path. All of a sudden, like a wood plank path appeared on the ground.
Once I called them inside, I'll turn back to her and ask, so do you get many visitors here?
Any?
Many? None? You don't get any?
No.
Wait, Ginger, are you speaking? Are you moving your mouth and then not saying anything purposely, or am I just not catching everything you're saying?
Are you not hearing? Are you guys?
Oh,
Not
it
hearing
looked
me?
like you were mouthing something purposely, not saying anything, but you were mouthing it and then saying something after. So I wasn't sure if you were doing it on purpose. Yeah, so I didn't catch what you just said.
No, I'm saying stuff.
Okay, what did you say? Can you repeat it again?
No, not many.
Okay, well, is there anything that you need or that we can provide for you being so hospitable to us?
Oh, just your company.
God.
But I can do a favor for you. I tell the future and fortunes.
You know the future?
I can make guesses.
That would be awesome if you could tell us the future. Or if you have some idea.
Yes, but it comes at a price.
How much?
Oh, something that you hold dear.
Ginger, you can stop eating your mic now. There's a lot of breathing.
Sorry.
You're okay. Something that I hold very dear? This is a bad one.
But one at a time. The rest must exit to tell the future properly.
I'm not really sure what I could give you. I really don't have much of anything that I hold dear.
Can I take out one of my 2 daggers? And I'll set it down and I'll say, "This was my father's dagger that he left to me."
She looks at you, looks at the dagger, looks back at you. Roll a deception check.
Damn.
Fucking Kaz.
You've never mentioned your father before, Kaz.
It's too painful to talk about.
Sorry.
I forgot that it kept Kaylin's holy symbol. I can't give that up though. Not happening.
Unfortunately, I only deal with those things that are dear to the heart.
Mm.
I rolled really well, Kaz.
Kaz isn't that upset. She doesn't believe this woman at all.
Martin's confused. Why didn't that work?
So
She stands up, very hunched, and walks towards Kaz for a second, like kind of like this lumbering, like dragging the foot. And when she gets up to Kaz, she towers over you and is like this. Like, now that you watch her, like, kind of expand her chest and step back a little bit, she stares down at you and, like, reaches out with this elongated finger and taps you on the head. Oh, this one seeks a dragon.
Ooh. We already know that. She likes to throw fireballs at dragons.
I've found a few dragons.
Yes, but you wish to know more. Yes?
Sure, a lot of people like dragons.
I'm getting like Dark Crystal Skeksis like vibes from this woman, I swear. Like,
Yeah, I'm backing into a corner. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna whisper to Freya. She knew that there were more than us, and she can apparently read our thoughts.
So maybe she can tell the future. I'm gonna be kind of
Maybe we
like
should-
frantic.
Maybe
More-
we should leave.
What can I give her? I don't know what I have that I can give her.
I don't know. I don't.
But-
I'm not giving up my great axe.
That being said, and she waves her hand, and the door behind you opens up, and she gestures towards the door. One at a time?
Wait, who's going first?
I'll walk forward.
The rest, exit.
Alright, I'll walk outside. And then I'm gonna like grab Morn by the arm and kind of pull him aside. Help me figure out what I can give her.
What matters deep to you?
I don't have stuff that matters.
Yeah, neither do I.
The door
As-
slams behind all of you as she
as-
sits down at the
as we're
table.
outside, I'll just take out my pack, and I have, I think it's the last one. It's the only one that I have. I will pull out a bottle of Scorpion Tail and give it to Morn and say, "You should give her this."
Oh, nailed it! Nailed it! That
You
bingo!
had that this whole time?
Alyssa,
This'll work.
she sits down at the table in front of you and like pushes her hands up on the table and folds them, and as she folds them, like the fingers go through and like almost touch the like wrist. So, what would you like to know? And what can you offer?
Is there a chair like on the other side of the table, opposite to her?
Like, okay, so it's like a table, and then she's sitting on this side, and you're sitting on the opposite side, closest to the door.
Yeah. This will sort of prop one of her legs up on the other and sort of cross her arms. She'll say, will this ragtag bunch here ever kill me? They don't seem to like my attitude too much. And I want to see if one day I cross the line and they decide to exact punishment.
That might have to be like an open forum question to decide where our path might lead.
I'll be, depending on what she offers, I'll be opening that up in our Discord,
Okay.
and you guys will, or actually, guys start DMing me your answers depending on what she offers.
Okay.
And what do you offer? Things that are valuable to you? or could cause suffering.
She'll unsheath a dagger from her waist and she'll say, and put it on the table. Say, unlike the other one, this is actually my father's dagger from his time in Steinthorn City Watch. It's all I have left of him.
Oldest trick in the book.
This is really hard because the problem is with this is, for me, it would be kind of dependent. I think what would be for a lot of people, though. Like, if somebody were to switch a flip and, like, it's a matter of... No, okay, I have an answer, hold on.
So she looks at the dagger and, like, reaches across the table and, like, twirls it in her arm, like, in her hand, and takes it. Make a, not deception, but make a, dang it, I'm having a brain fart. When you're trying to tell somebody the truth, roll.
Persuasion.
Thank you. Make a persuasion check. Okay. Fist. With one more thing. A drop of your blood. Oh, cursed one.
Did she put the dagger back down on the table?
Yes.
She'll take it then, and she'll make a small cut on her hand, on the palm of her left hand.
And she takes the knife, and this tongue extends, like this long lizard tongue wraps around the knife, licks the blood to a certain extent, and her eyes widen, and for a split second, make a perception check. Okay, you don't notice it. She seems to get kind of excited, and she puts her head down, stands up, walks towards the cauldron, dips the dagger into the cauldron, and stirs it around. And for a second, you swear you see a hand come up and then disappear down and into the cauldron. And with her back turned, she begins to talk to you. Your presence alone and your existence feeds me. Your constant torment and anguish is enough to sustain me. But to answer your question, O cursed one, the skinny shape-shifting one would never punish you. But if you go off course, she will kill you. To save herself and the punishment of her group. To protect the innocent if you stray too far. But to kill you for punishment? No. The elven one. The half-elven one. She would not cross you. But, unless given no other choice, she would do nothing but to try to incapacitate you. She seems to have taken a liking to you.
Alyssa sort of snorts, like, in a sort of almost laughter. Like,
The tall, brutish one has debated it, but he would not harm you. He does follow the whims and the will of the half-elven one. So, to answer your question, mostly no.
Mostly no.
And then as she flicks her fingers, the door behind you opens up. I have answered your question.
I sort of smirk as I get up and I'll say, "Good to know I'm free to do what I want," and I'll turn back and walk out.
You guys all watch as Alyssa kind of walks out with her head down, and then she looks up and gives you guys kind of like a shit-eating smirk, and just proceeds to walk away from the door.
If that's what Alyssa got from that, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Girl!
It's one interpretation.
So during this time, I would have still been going back and forth. Cause, Morin's got something, Alyssa's got something, and I'm just like completely lost. So I'm gonna tell Morin, all I have that I care about on my person is Kaylin's holy symbol, and I refuse to give that up. So what do I do? Is she gonna keep it? Does she just want me to put it out there? Do I get it back, or is she gonna keep it?
I don't think that's what she's looking for.
I'm gonna ask her. So I'm gonna push inside.
I think she's either the bow or your cloak is more likely. Something that's specific to you. That holy symbol is special to all of us. Kaylin was special to all of us.
But it's still close to my heart. Give her a rock. After Alyssa comes out, I'm gonna go inside.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up to her.
The door shuts behind you.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is really difficult because I really only have one thing, maybe two things that are important to me. And they're not things that I can part with. Do you keep them? Or do I get to take them back? Are you just using it as a way to communicate with me?
They become mine. Suffering of an individual feeds me. And she kind of waves her hands towards the bookshelf, and for a split second, you notice humanoid eyeballs, hands, maybe fingers. She kind of like towards the seat and like waves you to sit down.
So I'm gonna sit down.
Okay.
If I were to cut off a finger, would that work? Would you take a finger?
She leans in. You smell like an archer. Would it be a finger from your shooting hand?
Well, then I might as well give you my bow. That defeats the purpose. I have to be able to still shoot my bow.
There's many other fingers.
If you give her a finger, it has to be her fourth finger, because this would actually help us.
I've become a part of the Undying One's army.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've given yourself up to the cause.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna pull out... Is it dark in here?
It's dimly lit. Yes.
I'm gonna pull out Shadow's Touch.
Okay.
So... Basically, am I getting the gist that she's requiring a finger from my shooting hand?
She's requiring, from what you get as a gist, something that would cause suffering.
I'm cutting a fucking finger off. I think that causes suffering.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be wrong, though.
Yeah, right. So, I'm going to, from my bow hand, so that my right hand that holds my bow... Actually, no. I hold it with the left hand. So from my left hand,
So you shoot with your left or you shoot with your right?
She holds the bow with her left, she holds the arrow with her right.
So then you would want to do it from your right hand.
Oh, shit. All of those fingers are in use then. Well, actually, not really.
Not your
Fuck,
pinky.
yeah, okay.
I mean, once you cut off your pinky, you know you lose, like, what, 60% of your grip strength?
True. Okay, after, like, marinating on it for a little bit, it is her shooting hand, but she's gonna have it in her head, like, okay, I can adjust my grip here, I can hold, like, that'll take a little, that'll be your lift, and then she's just gonna say fuck it, and then she's gonna cut off her pinky on her right hand.
Okay. So as you put
surprisingly,
the hand down and just chop it off, and as the blood spurts onto the table and you push the finger across the way, you watch as she takes the finger and the cut end, the bleeding end,
the fuck,
and stands up and walks towards the cauldron and dips it into the cauldron. And, like, walks back towards the table. And what would you like to know? Roll a perception check. For when she, like, caressed the finger. Okay. You notice?
This is not Yoda.
This is not Yoda.
Oh my god.
So what you notice is the eyes go from a regular humanoid eyes to these almost lizard slits for the eyes.
Also, surprisingly, she's gonna be somewhat, aside from maybe a grimace, kind of unfazed from cutting the finger off. Just as a point out. I want to know. I need to know for confirmation if just one of my brothers is alive or if more of them are alive.
Jog my memory.
Yeah.
3, correct?
3. 2 to my knowledge, if I recall, I saw one physically die. The other, I'm mostly positive died, but I never got to see him after his last torture. And then Soren, obviously.
Yep. So she watches, she sits back in her chair, and the blood that was on the table, she actually uses it to draw out a rune and presses her hand into it. Have one brother that is still alive. 2 are no longer on this plane. And a half-sister still walks this world.
A half-sister? I'm gonna, be wide-eyed and confused. What do you mean half-sister?
Exactly as I said. A half-sister.
Younger or older than me?
Older.
Older than my 2 older brothers?
Her eyes roll into the back of her head for a second, and she focuses. She is in a land far away. She fights for her throne.
Fights for a throne? I need to know more. Do you need another finger?
What else do you offer? A finger is only good once.
Hopefully somebody's listening, because Freya's literally going to take off one finger at a time here at this point.
I don't think any of us can hear it, right?
Shit.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's what I thought.
To even the score, she's going to cut off her pinky on her left hand now.
So before you cut off the pinky on the left hand, she did tell you that it worked for the one part,
Oh.
but she would need more. So, hand,
Okay.
arm, yeah.
Well, now
Not
that you've
good
said
rehab.
this, she's gonna be desperate. And she's gonna pull out the holy symbol and be kind of hesitantly clutching onto it, clearly kind of torn. And she's gonna put it on the table, but not let it go, and slowly slide it towards her, but keep her fingers clutched on it to it tightly. Would this work? And it's Kaylin's holy symbol.
Frustration. Yes.
All very.
This isn't
slowly-
fair because this is a one shot, so none of this truly affects anybody.
I
So I hate this to a certain extent.
even if it
But
wasn't,
it's still fun.
even if
It's
it
still
wasn't
fun.
Ginge, which is why I didn't give it first, this would have played out this way. As much as she doesn't want to part with it, she's now thirsty for more information, basically.
I'm about to cry. I'm not coming in next week.
You're about to cry? Why?
I'm disappointed. How dare you?
Oh! I'm sorry!
I'm out.
It's not canon. It's not canon.
I'm out.
Sorry,
mean,
Frosty, I'm sorry.
Alyssa, if you only knew it was coming in the near future.
She
Well, honestly,
obviously holds that very dear.
The information we're learning is very relevant to the campaign. I feel like choosing effects that actually could have happened. I mean, it's possible that Freya could have lost a finger and we just haven't noticed. I could give up the bottle of scorpion tail. I never knew Kaz had it and it hasn't come back up. So these are things that really
Yeah,
could be
it
lost.
could pertain. No, this is the only reason this is coming out is because the lady needs more. She obviously values Kaylin's holy symbol more than her fingers, which says a lot.
It's something that, well, it's just something, you get the gist that it's something that causes extreme suffering or pain to the individual. She seems to feed off of that.
Right, which this would do that because she's very attached to that symbol. It's something that she wanted
Yes.
to keep just to remember Kaylin, so it's going to be hard to give it up.
Okay.
So I'll move my hand away.
Okay.
I'm
She
gonna
takes the
ask.
holy symbol and tucks it below the table.
Do I need to roll another perception? To notice anything? No? Okay. And then I'm gonna ask. So, to continue from the last thing you said, you mentioned I have a half-sister who's fighting for a throne. Why is she fighting for a throne? What right does she have?
She thinks that she is the last of her lineage.
But that wouldn't be true because I'm her half-sister?
Yeah.
So she is royalty, or she has come into a position where she could be royalty?
It means you are royalty. And she is your half sister. And thinks she is who deserves the throne.
Where is this place that she is royalty of?
The continent far away. Run by the monarchs of Elven society. Uridar.
And I will have, if I recall, I've heard that name
Mhm.
before I remember. Okay.
And with that, the hand waves and the door behind you opens up.
I'm gonna kind of glare at her. Can I get my holy symbol back?
No. Oh,
It was worth a shot! I'm gonna be frustrated. I'm gonna storm out the door. I'll probably have my hand tucked, like wrapped in my cloak. Probably would have been doing that to stop bleeding to begin with.
okay.
Did you learn what you wanted to?
No! I'm gonna look away really frustrated. Kind of go sit on the edge of the little porch thing and look away.
Even if she's not looking at me, I'm still gonna ask, do you still have the bow?
Of course I have the bow. That wasn't gonna be put on the table.
Why not?
Because I can't part with it.
Ken.
No. I think that's one thing that I can't ever part with.
You know that I want you to.
And I don't understand why. It's the only reason that I got out of there, and it's gotten me to where I am now.
It's a connection to your past you no longer need.
It's a connection to somebody that wanted to help me get out. And because of them, I'm here. So I can't ever give that away. I can't ever get rid of it.
Seems what keeps you focused on vengeance. That will always put you in danger.
Well, the old lady's not gonna know what to do with a bow. She can't hardly hold her hands normal. I'm gonna be like very pouty, continue to look away.
Well, there's nothing I really need to know. If I can ask something for you.
Ask her if she can give me my holy symbol back.
Did you ask that?
Yes, and she said no.
Assuming the answer is still no.
That was worth a shot. Maybe if somebody else asks and gives something in exchange, she might give it back. But it's okay. If there's something that you might need to know, that might be better.
It's nothing that's worth losing this bottle of scorpion tail for.
Morn could know the
Morn.
future, and he's like, man, nothing is more important than scorpion tail.
It's like, I can visit the future with this thing.
How often can you kill a scorpion tail out in the middle of the swamp? I mean, that's almost more of a gift than this house was, you know.
True.
Well,
Maybe keep the scorpion tail, and it might be more beneficial than whatever suffering she's gonna offer up by giving her open-ended answers. Giving you just little bits and pieces of what you want to know, but not ever giving you the full story.
If you really don't have any more questions that you want answered, I'm gonna pocket this.
I'm gonna reach my hand. So just as a frame of reference, I'm sitting down with my back to Morn on the porch, and I'm gonna reach my hand back as if to say, I'll drink some scorpion tail.
Yeah, I'll put it in her hand.
we're just
It's always
not.
Wait,
this
what?
always ends well. So
What did you say, Kaz?
We're just pretending to not notice that there's a finger missing.
It was on my right hand. So this is my left hand going back.
now is probably not the time. We're in the middle of a swamp and we're having to spend the night with this crazy lady.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'll hand it back to him.
Well, Morn, if you're not going to go, I'll go in.
Go for it.
If this lady's not a fraud. No. Walk in.
Okay. The door closes behind you as she stares at you from across the table.
I will sit at the table and I will put down my deck of marked cards that I've had for the last several years that I use to win card games.
Okay. She leans in and touches the cards and kind of, excuse me, strokes over the top of the cards. Is this what you offer?
These are technically my oldest friends.
Make a persuasion check. She takes and palms the cards and pulls them towards her. And they disappear on her side of the table. What is it that you ask?
I want to know, in the last year, I've learned a lot of new things, and I've improved a lot of skills, and I want to know, how far can I go? And is it enough to change the world?
leans into the table, smiling the entire time. Reaches across the table, places a hand on top of your hand, and immediately your eyes shoot into the back of your head. Visions of a crypt. A podium standing in the middle of the crypt. And a black book encrusted with like metal, almost like a it's almost like a metal bound book.
Mm-hmm.
This book holds all the knowledge that you wish. What you've learned so far can take you many places. But those that hold the magical whim. And she like waves her hand, and as she waves her hand like a spout of fire pillars out of the palm of her hand. There's always more to learn. You can continue to go farther. And yes, it will be enough.
I want to know. I want to know how to be as strong as the gods.
What do you have to offer?
I have a bottle of scorpion tail outside. I don't have anything else.
What about one of your hands? Or a foot? Or a toe? I don't think I've ever tasted one of your kind.
She'll take a toe from Kaz, but she needs a finger from Freya on her shooting hand.
How does losing a limb work for a changeling? Can you
I'm
just
not real
shift,
sure.
can you just shapeshift back into something that has a limb?
So it works the same way, because it would still be losing a limb.
Yeah, so every form he takes after that's missing the same appendage. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a how long have you been here?
A long time. I move from place to place.
You are you here for the elder gods? You do their bidding? Is that what this is?
I've just been here for a long time.
I don't think I want to give you anything else.
She leans in.
Would that upset you?
Are you sure? And no.
No, I'm not sure, but I am for now, I guess.
Do please come again, if you would offer something else.
I throw the potion of infinite shitting into her cauldron.
Oh yeah, I should have gotten that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no, she has to drink it now.
And then I run away. No.
Make a perception check, Cass.
Hey, hey,
What?
hey.
Only in dreams, dude. Only in dreams.
Right? It's the only time. You would know. You do notice the with the natural 20. And what gives you advantage on that though?
The other one was the persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. Gotcha. You do notice a shift in the eyes, and it is a shift you've noticed before, or you've seen a pair of eyes like this before. They are dragon in nature.
Mm.
As her eyes kind of go from regular humanoidish pupils to all of a sudden these slits, and then back as she talks to you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've seen your eyes before. But why so secretive with me?
I do not understand what you ask.
You're very secretive about who you are and what you do here. I'm just curious. Maybe we want the same thing.
She leans in closely and crosses her fingers and gets like a couple feet away from your face, and the voice of her the tone of her voice changes from this elderly, decrepit woman to, do you think that I would let you come here without anything else other than the possibility of being my meal? I have been here for a long time. These swamps I call my home.
Do you have a name?
Many names. I have been around longer. Oh, I gotta pull up my notes.
No misuse. Oh my god. Morn, are you ready to be its meal?
I have to give up something, right? Give up myself.
I bet I didn't even enter these into my notes. Sorry. There we go. I have been around longer than Brigir, than Vorgath, and Surl. I am Gro, the poisoned one. These swamps are my home. And have been for many years until your society encroached upon them. But I do hear that magic has been returning to the world, and the dragons awaken.
Hmm. You know, I think I have sensed that too. You want to end human society? Go back to an older time when dragons ruled the world?
We didn't rule. We did rule. We still rule. You just perform basic needs for us. Our slumbers have allowed our food to grow in numbers.
But you didn't eat us.
Yet. And she kind of like glances over towards the cauldron, and as she does that, a hand kind of like bloops out of the water, and you see like a couple fingers, and then like the hand like bloops before like below the cauldron.
Are we free to go?
Are you? And she like waves the hand, and the door behind you opens up.
I think I will just walk out without saying anything else.
Act like you didn't see the hand in the cauldron. Like, oh, this is normal.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Well, thanks for everything. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming.
And-
Thanks for leaving.
As you're leaving, Kaz, you do hear like a low, and you've heard it once before with Brigier. You hear like a low guttural chuckle, like only something like a dragon could do. You just hear like this, like just low, like gurgly, like chuckle.
Brigier was the one in Thinsfeld.
That was the white dragon, the one that you guys busted
Oh,
into
the
his
one that
throne
you
room.
threw a fireball at. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one.
Who was the one in the temple in Thornsveld?
That was not a dragon. That
Who
was some kind of abomination type thing.
That we had to talk to in
Yeah,
Shantae's temple?
When we talked to one that gave us a bunch
that
of
was
knowledge.
the bronze dragon.
Yeah.
I didn't have a name.
That
I don't
was.
remember either.
But that's not who you were talking about.
Nope.
Okay.
Whoops. Control F. That would have been Ryog, the golden,
Oh, Ryuk.
the crippled.
Yeah.
He was missing that. Remember, he was missing that that right front leg, pretty much right at the bend of the knee.
Okay. When I get outside, I will just tell the group that I think it's not a great idea to stay here.
Why not? She's already had a taste of each of us.
An appetizer, maybe.
I don't know, she's kind of like skin and bones. How much could she really eat?
You know, I don't know, but I'm not sure that I want to find out either.
Oh, you know what? Nobody knows that I gave up my pinky, so I probably wouldn't disclose that. I'm just gonna keep it hidden.
Okay. Okay. You guys, as you guys are discussing everything, all of a sudden you like look over your shoulder, and Alyssa is just like walking back to the front door.
I'm gonna follow
Door
her.
shuts
Oh!
behind her.
Can I open it?
Nope.
Damn, okay.
Can I help you?
She sort of has a she's sort of belying, putting on a sort of false confidence, but there's beneath the mask, there's definitely a sort of a worriness to her body language. She looks over and she says, is there seconds available up for grabs?
What do you have to offer?
She'll unstrap another thing from the a small, like, almost rectangular leather pouch from her waist. And she'll put it on the table and she'll say, this is my mother's herbalism kit. She was a field medic in the same city watch that I mentioned earlier. This is the only thing I have to remember of her as well.
I tried to hold that together until I saw the fucking message, the clamp of destiny.
Fucking clamp of destiny.
Damn it.
I'm not giving that shit up. That's
Oh
a prize
my god.
right there. That's a prize.
This is a good start, and I sense much despair. But it is not enough. What else do you have to add to it?
Her eyes will sort of shift from side to side, and in a sort of sense of desperation, she'll say, I don't know.
She reaches forward and grabs hold of your hand and kind of pulls it across the table and begins to like caress it a little bit. Would you like to link with me so that I may sense your frustration and your desperation and your anguish?
What exactly does that entail?
Just a small ritual and a portion of your blood.
And then I'll be able to ask what I want?
I think you said yes, Ginge. Did you say yes?
I said yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
She rolls your wrist over so that you're kind of like this. She takes her finger and cuts your wrist so it begins to bleed profusely. As the blood pours out onto the table around you, she runs her finger over the cut. The cut seals. And as a large amount of blood is pooled around your wrist, and you kind of you see like spots for a split second because it's just like a quick volume loss. She takes the blood and begins to draw on runic symbols. And you see as the blood lights up, and everybody on the outside of the hut, you guys do see a red hue all of a sudden through all the cracks and windows of the building.
Oh shit, this is epic.
And you see, as she's doing this ritual, the face goes scaly and green and the eyes slit. And she is staring directly at you.
People outside are gonna think we're summoning a damn fucking demon.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
Caleb.
back away too. I'm gonna think it's gonna
everybody
explode.
Everybody outside is pure PTSD. He's doing it again. Caleb's fucking doing it again.
Oh, don't invoke the pact! Yeah, I'm gonna definitely back away. Just from it
Okay.
glowing.
As the light begins to... Yeah, I know, old timer, you son of a bitch. As you... the lights fuse up and you see runes. All of a sudden the runes march down your arm, your hand to your elbow, and then across the same way as her hand lays on top of yours with the finger pressed into the center of your hand. You see as runes form up hers as well, and she just begins to smile. And then a long tongue flicks out, licks the table, and retracts into her head. And she smiles and closes her eyes, rolls her head, and the lights hue out. You don't feel any different, but something feels off. You're not sure what. And she releases your hand and sits back in her chair, wide-grinned. Refreshing. You suffer much.
I suppose so. Are we done?
Good question.
Okay. She sort of gives herself a self-reassuring nod. Some time ago, I'm not sure if you got this from my blood or not, but I was voluntarily afflicted with a I wouldn't exactly call it an illness, but a condition. The person who I asked it from said that it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal from. It was different from its normal variant, its normal strain, I suppose. He said that it had been heavily altered through arcane methods, and that I would never be able to go back. I suppose what I want to ask is, was he telling the truth? Is there a cure for what I have?
He lied. He fears you. The cure rests within his blood. And she just smiles largely at you.
Eyes will sort of narrow, and she'll sort of like shudder in surprise, or chill running down her spine. She'll say, okay, that's what I needed to know. So, yeah, I guess I'll be going now. Sort of nervously walk out the door like she doesn't know really how to act.
The fingers wave and the door opens.
She'll head back out with her arms crossed and sort of her eyes sort of narrow, looking down at the ground as she's walking forward, sort of lost in thought.
Okay.
I'll probably be
Anyone
looking
else?
baffled at Alyssa as she walks out. Just because we moved away in the first place with all the glowing. So, nothing was glowing in the room when I was in there. What did you do?
I don't know. Some sort of ritual that she said. And she's not really acting like herself. She's sort of like mumbling and also stumbling through her words. Not the cocky, confident self that she always is.
I'm gonna peek back in the door at the lady. I'm not gonna go inside, but I'm gonna, like, peek through the door and stare at her.
She's literally just sitting at the table, just smiling at the doorway.
So, now that you gave us all these insights into the future and our past, and we gave you pieces of ourselves, so to speak, are we able to stay the night?
Metaphorically, of course. We
Metaphorically,
give you pieces
yeah.
of ourselves.
Yes, because
Metaphorically.
I did not tell her. I
Right.
didn't tell anybody
Right.
that I gave a piece of myself. But
I can give something up if I need to stay here.
I would imagine that there was no requirement, if I recall, for us to stay here, and since we gave you forms of payment, I'm hoping we can still safely stay here.
So as she says that, I think it was Kaz and Alyssa. You guys had noticed the cauldron, correct? I think it was you two.
Yeah.
So as she says that, she looks across the table. You can stay if you would like to. And then her eyes dart to the cauldron and then back to you guys.
Do you like? We have some extra drinks for you if you'd like, as payment.
Are you a fan of Scorpion Tail?
I do not partake.
You've never tried it.
Been around for a long time. I have partaken before.
So do you have, like, a spare room hidden in here somewhere, or do we just camp on the floor somewhere and make space?
The floor here is fine.
You gotta stop doing those noises. The floor.
Will we get to ride on the back of this thing in the morning?
Depends on how long you're here.
I'm just going to say, I think she's going to eat us.
You're just gonna outright say that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look a little baffled at
no.
Kaz. And then I'm gonna kind of, like, think inwardly and be like, she did seem to really enjoy my... Without saying out loud, I'm gonna think to myself, she did really enjoy my pinky. And then I'm gonna kind of raise an eyebrow at her. Do you eat people?
She doesn't say a single thing. She just stares at you.
Can I insight her for any, like, tweaks?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Better roll high.
Oh, that's a big fat no. She looks 100% legit. I don't distrust her in any way, shape, or form.
Shit.
That is
Run
a
away.
old lady who seems just kind of off and weird.
But super forthright and truthful. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Guys, I think she's fine. And I'm gonna walk back inside. Sorry for that shitty roll.
Yeah, I was about to ask if I should chop her head off, but now you seem pretty content.
Guys, she's fine. She's just, you know, she lives out in the forest or in the swamp by herself. She doesn't hardly get any guests. She's just, you know, she's just an old lady.
If you
We're
trust
fine.
her, I'll trust her.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, with a...
I'm gonna wait until she's not
Now
looking,
what?
and I'm gonna attempt to pour some scorpion tail into her pot.
make a sleight of hand. Okay.
Oh boy.
She doesn't even look at you. Don't do that, please. And the liquid stops midair as you're pouring it. Like, just stops.
I'm gonna try and collect it back into the bottle.
You're just like...
That's a waste, yeah. Was I able to get most of it back? Do I still have a full bottle?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's on your fingers. It's on your fingers a little bit, so you're kind of like licking your fingers, but you're able to like spoon it back into the jar.
Yeah.
So only tasty things that you would eat would go into that cauldron. And I'll walk over to it. I just want to look Freya straight in the eyes, put my hand over it, cut it with a knife, and let my blood pour into the cauldron.
What the
Wait, you said you cut your hand?
Yep.
Why are you looking me in the eye? I'm gonna say that. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
Why did you cut yourself?
Does she let it fall in the cauldron?
Freya? 100. I mean, I wouldn't have any reason. Freya would have no reason to think that putting blood in the cauldron would be bad.
No, I mean, does the old lady let it happen?
Got it.
Yeah.
She froze the scorpion tail, right?
Yep.
Because she doesn't drink it.
Yep.
But blood is allowed.
Ooh, that's smart.
right?
That's a bit sus to prefer blood over scorpion tail.
I'm still gonna be looking at Kaz like, why are you looking at me like that?
Soylent Green is people.
Soylent Green is people.
Can I mage hand into the cauldron and just pull out anything that feels solid? Not take it out, but just raise it up.
Okay. Roll just a general dex. Okay.
What a completely average standard roll.
Okay. As you scoop into the pot, you see as her eyes kind of slowly look towards you, and half of a face comes up towards the top of the cauldron. And then blops back into the cauldron. And she just, like, out of the corner of her mouth, just a sly grin.
Can I see? I'm not necessarily standing super close to the cauldron.
I'm
can I
staring
see?
at you the entire time.
I know you're staring at me,
Yeah,
but
he's
I'm
just
not.
like-
Wait, did you like pull it fully out of the cauldron?
Yeah,
did
my
you-
intention was to show it to you.
Oh, so do I see it? I mean, I'm looking back at Kaz. Do I see the? Do you want me to roll for it or?
Roll perception check. Also, old timer, dude. You're nailing all of the stuff that I'm, like, pulling all my info from, dude. It's too good.
He's a double agent. He's working with you.
I know. I literally just watched Beastmaster last night. Okay. With that, yeah, I mean, you're close enough. You notice it. You don't see everything, but you definitely see half a face all of a sudden just like, and then like back into the cauldron. And Cassie's just like,
I'm gonna be
yeah,
a little
such
bit
a good
panicked.
movie.
I'm gonna be a little bit panicked, and kind of shifty, like kind of stumble backwards, trying to move towards the door. Just like walking backwards towards the door. I think I left something outside.
I'll help you look for it.
Hey guys, you should help me look for it. I think I left my bow outside. Morn? Alyssa, I think, can you help me find it? I'm gonna just keep moving back towards the door.
I'm gonna wait here
Be
and
right
set up some
back.
beds.
Goldfish is on fire. Oh my god.
I'm gonna set up some beds for us
on
while
the
you're
floor,
looking.
just setting up bedrolls.
Yeah.
You guys are like, hey, we're gonna step outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab Morn's arm and like pull. Like, I need your help to help me find it quick outside.
Sure. Grabs me, I'll go outside.
Don't go.
It's a bit
Oh, we're not
suspicious, but-
going. We're not going anywhere. We're just going outside. We're just going right outside. We're not going anywhere.
She loses things a lot.
I lost something.
We have more sacrifices outside.
We have lots of sacrifices. I'm gonna keep
Do
stumbling
we?
back.
All we have left is the scorpion.
No, we have plenty. Where's people outside?
The ground below you guys begins to shift.
I run outside. Yeah, now we run.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like quickly turn and sprint out the door.
Yeah. You guys just take off at a dead run out the door.
Yep.
Okay.
Run, Forrest, run!
As you guys run out the door, and you guys are all about like 75 feet away, the building stands back up and begins to lurch off through the swamp.
Towards us, or just
Away from you.
whatever direction it was going?
Yeah, it was just in whatever direction it was going before.
I guess she wasn't hungry. Maybe she had her fill.
I can't believe I lost my cards.
I can't believe I lost my pinky.
What?
What?
Oh, didn't want to alarm you guys. She said something important and I gave her my pinky.
So, as we come towards the end of this little one session, what you guys did does carry over into the main campaign.
Oh! So I lost the holy symbol! Come on, Ginge! No!
I wanted to see how far you would take it. So, Alyssa,
It is.
I have some thinking to do. Kaz lost a deck of playing cards.
A holy symbol and a pinky?
Freya's missing a pinky, which means for the time being, your shots will be at disadvantage until you can figure out how to recover and regain a pinky.
That's easy. I can just get a hand harness brace thing with a piece on it.
Thank goodness I didn't give up that scorpion tail. That means I have an extra bottle
Thank
now.
goodness we only lost a pinky and we kept the scorpion tail. Yes.
I really debated giving that to you or not.
Sweet. Morn's got another bottle of scorpion tail.
It's just a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah,
Oh.
prosthesis.
You guys have met the Hag of the Swamp.
Your version of Baba Yaga.
Oh, Baba
To
Yaga.
an extent.
The holy symbol kind of makes sense actually, because we stopped by Kalen's grave, but we didn't give him the holy symbol.
Yeah, because I forgot that I wouldn't have given it up anyway.
Well, it turns out you didn't have it. So
Yeah. I'm actually super bummed about that. I had plans.
I'm gonna miss Frosty.
Shit!
I enjoyed having him in our campaigns.
Yeah.
Rip. Kalen, maybe he'll come back.
I
Maybe we
suppose
can get
as a parting gift, DM, I have to give you this. I made the Clamp of Destiny.
Oh, the clamp of destiny. Let me pull it up on the screen. Bring it up. Oh, it's not. Never mind. I don't have it.
No, it's to me. It's to
There's-
me.
Damn.
There's my parting gift. It was a nice campaign.
Clamp of destiny for me. Old timer. Kaylin made an actual weapon sheet for the clamp of destiny. Oh my god! I gotta share. I gotta see this.
The peculiar device is far too small to be a bracelet and yet equally too big to be a ring, leading many to believe it must be equipped onto some other mysterious extremity. Hold on, boys.
No.
Here it comes.
Oh my god.
You
This
asked
is-
for it. You asked for this, so I mean,
Holy shit.
This is amazing. The clamp of destiny will be used. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna find a way to use this.
Requires attunement by a barbarian.
Gain advantage on charisma checks while the device is visible to the person you're performing.
I
God.
didn't even see that part.
You gain advantage on charisma performance checks.
Oh,
that's funny.
baby, that's a thump. That's a thump.
Made to please.
If you fail an ability check or save and throw while wearing and attuned to this item, you can expend 1 charge in edge. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yes, old timer, you're part of history. Might have to have like a little blurb at the bottom with like a quote or something, and then we'll put that way we can put the old timer 74 on there.
Clamp of death. Oh.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Frosty, you're an architect. That's hilarious.
glad you.
I mean, he's got 30 other items I still have to play with that are, yeah, they gonna be real good. I still haven't gotten a chance to use a lot of them yet. So,
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing. That's just simply amazing. I'm gonna have to have a sit down with Frosty and figure out what it actually looks like. Is it like a cock ring? Does it have like spikes
Oh my
around
god.
it? Is it like an attachment? Is it, you know, does it attach to a waistband? Like, I mean, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. Morn, this just might be something that, you know, arena fighters have to wear.
Good grief.
Yeah.
That's true because you're gonna be pretty exposed in that arena if we remember.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently.
Oh, whoops. Whoops.
And the whole idea was not just for you to win, but to win convincingly for the audience. Which
It's
you
like-
could argue is a performance.
It's a performance
right?
check. I agree.
Right.
This is a performance. And there's a certain way that I can get advantage on my performance checks now.
Right.
Oh, I like Khan's idea. It's gold and has some kind of elvish writing on it that it can only be revealed by fire. The one ring to rule them all.
Why would you dip that into fire, though?
It's no. Frodo,
There's-
Frodo, wait. Hold out your hand. It's quite cool.
There's other ways to warm it up.
I bet
Oh,
Fred helped
Kai,
that.
oh my god. It's done. It's finished.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at, Kai.
Is that the after effect after it's been heated up?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's
It's
done.
done.
Oh, Lord of the Rings now.
Yep. Well, thank you for joining us for our very awkward one shot. I don't
Side
even know what you
story.
want to call this.
It
Like a little
carries into the
side story?
campaign, though. It's a little neat offshoot.
Tales of Rothos.
Tales of Rothos.
Yep. This was something you guys. I mean, there's a couple other things. I actually really like the idea that you guys brought that up because there are a couple other things that you guys did miss that I laid out like this. Just like weird little side things that you guys just never went to. You guys went straight for your objectives and you missed a couple of things. You know, so this was kind of a cool one that I had set up. I just thought this was probably the coolest one that I had. So if it happens again that we got to take another offshoot, I got a couple ideas. So
Excellent. Yes, everybody. So thank you very much for joining. We'll be back next week, same time, Wednesday, 8:30, around 8:30 Central, and we'll be continuing from last campaign where we left off, where we were gonna potentially be going to the arena, but we got joined by a peculiar individual right at our table. So we'll be picking that up next week.
The big bad boss man is
Thanks.
talking to you guys.
To
So,
be big. To be big.
yes.
Thanks for joining, guys. See you later. Ciao.